Enkaremu yala pajamu koma kasamu. Wanamba aure bane aure kudi yijrane. Menkreiba.
The happy chanting of this internally displaced child living in one of the camps in Maiduguri, the Borno state capital, paints a different picture of normalcy, which is not what is usually perceived by people living outside the state. Since 2009, Borno, along with several states in northeast Nigeria, have been incessantly attacked by Boko Haram insurgents, which has led to the death of thousands, displacement of more than 2 million people, severe humanitarian crisis, and human rights violations. Though Borno state had been the epicenter of the insurgent group, their influence spread to parts of Cameroon, Chad, and Niger, taking over territories and wreaking great havoc. A coalition of troops from the Lake Chad region launched an offensive against the insurgency in 2015, recapturing all of the territories seized by Boko Haram. But despite continuous security efforts, insurgents have resorted to attack soft targets like schools, places of worship, and markets. Citizens living in Maiduguri have, however, defied the volatile security atmosphere and have begun rebuilding their lives, breaking the perception that the town is an unsafe haven. Many have found succor in makeshift shelters and forms of livelihood to sustain themselves and families. A visit to the popular and busy Monday market and Baga Fish Market shows traders have gradually picked up their activities. Baga Fish Market is peculiar because the fish sold comes from Baga town in Borno, a rich fishing town thought to have been destroyed in 2015 by Boko Haram alongside 16 other neighboring towns. Traders say the market, known to be a hub for fish exports to other states and neighboring countries, is slowly picking up its sales.
Where they bring the fish in Baga town, they use it to sell it in this our market. Baga town before they close it, but now they don't open it. We get the thing small, like not like before. Before, you will see the people, nobody wait, then they sell the fish, and some people they lie down, some people. But now see, as then they load this kind motor and other motors, then they load it because of they open the road, they bring the fish. Now when you go inside, you will see some people, they have the fish and they're selling the fish, and the eastern people where they come and get the fish.
This unofficial eternally displaced persons camp in Muna, a community known to be a soft spot for insurgent attacks on the outskirts of Maiduguri, tells a story of a people in dire need of proper shelter and adequate security. The state commandant of the Nigeria's Security and Civil Defense Corps, however, speaks on efforts being made by the federal government to ensure persons living in such camps get the necessary aid and security.
We must admit that the state is overwhelmed with the exodus of these IDPs. Now that the government is coming to their aid, that's the federal government, which has started increasing the level with this presidential initiative on Northeast and also the foreign aids coming. Definitely, by the time you come in the next 1 or 2 months, you'll see a difference. And then we're also hoping that now that sanity has been restored as a result of this Operation Deep Punch 2, some of the local government areas and villages around have been liberated. Definitely some of them will move back to their localities.
Security officials, civil society organizations and citizens have continued to play various roles to enhance peace in the state. Recently, representatives of international agencies, civil society, security officials and governments gathered at a conference in Maiduguri to develop a strategy to address insecurity, human rights violations, and enhance coordination among stakeholders to meet the humanitarian needs in affected communities.
The role we play by the civil society organization, especially in the Northeast, is we serve as a voice to the voiceless. We all have to play a role toward getting the peace. The government's most important role is to protect the common man, especially in terms of provision of security to the people.
The international community is not left out as it continually engages with local civil society organizations in the Lake Chad region to review humanitarian interventions and see how funds pledged at the Oslo Humanitarian Conference in 2017 can be further accessed and utilized by these organizations. With continuous efforts from major stakeholders and individuals, there is no doubt that the fight against insurgency is an all-inclusive one.